people in the viewerverse, 'tis me, Captain of the Steves, and I'm joined by him, which is Kurt, the maker of the Assistant app. Hello, Kurt.
Hello, everybody.
Kurt's made a ticker at the top of my screen up there. You see all my Patreons going along? Kurt made that. He's freaking awesome. He's working on trying to get it to work with YouTube memberships as well. So yeah, YouTube memberships will be at the end of the video, not at the top. But there you go, Patreons are up there. Nice one, Kurt. You're a freaking wizard, you.
Thank you. Got magical powers.
The magical Kurt. So, talking of magical powers, Kurt, you've got the powers to deep dive into the game files. What have you found in the game files, Mr. Kurt? Let's get straight into it.
Oh, I found a lot, and I'm not sure what's actually new, what's real, what's actually coming to the game, and that's why I needed your expert opinion.
Okay. Shall I bring up the big block of text you sent me earlier?
Yes.
Oh,
all of the text.
All of the text. Right, so all of this was inside of echoes. I might have to make that a bit bigger on the screen. Let me just, let's just do that quickly. Boom. Hopefully they can still hear you. Do you want to try talking a little?
Hello?
Yes, they can. Right, cool.
Awesome.
Right, yeah, so all of this I think might have been in echoes. I mean, we've gone through it with a bit of a fine tooth comb, and some of it I recognise and remember. And other parts of it I'm like, was that in there or wasn't it? It's a bit of a tricky one, to be honest. I mean, it's like that void. I'm not 100% sure whether I remember seeing that or not, but it's interesting. And these weird capitalizations, like on stars and stuff like that, I don't remember seeing it. But I was going through the Echoes questline fairly quickly. But I do remember how it ended off, that he gives some purple Atlanteum to Nada and he wants to keep it. And that is at the end of this block of text. So I really don't know what's going on there. Now,
yeah, even me. At some point I thought this was all new because they was talking about the false atlas and a carapace and a purple carapace and things like that. I was like, okay, this is definitely new. And then when I saw a bit of text where it was talking about meeting the Atlantid robots, and I was like, oh, well, we've done that.
yeah.
We wouldn't be meeting them again.
No, that's very true there, Mr. Kurt. So I'm not 100% sure on that one. Now, Shaun of the Murrays, on the actual Echoes update, he put this as part 2 of the ARG arc. When we got... Yeah. Well, actually, no, there was the one before that, wasn't it, part 2? He didn't mention Echoes as being part 3 or part 4. So Echoes, I don't even think it was part of the ARG. So we are wondering whether there might be ARGs part 3 and 4 to come. And I don't know whether some of this text might be falling into that. But something that we have noticed is they've added a load of new Viking words. Nearly 200 odd words in there. And then a load of Gek words, again, just shy of 200 words or so. Yeah. And some Korvax words. Not so many on the old Korvax words. Now, just looking at these people, you're probably seeing a couple of patterns in there, like construct and construction. Inside of the Korvax one, you're seeing the word glass, but you're not seeing that inside of Gek. And you're not seeing that inside of Viking. But as you know, when you go to a Korvax monolith, you can hit on up it and it goes purple. So that accesses the realm of glass. So perhaps the Korvax are more aware of the realm of glass. So there's a few things in there that do jump out, but a lot of the stuff inside of here, I'm seeing things that feel to me as if they might be related to trade in a roundabout way, with being built and construction and stuff like that. I'm wondering whether we might get something to do with trade. There are the 4 pillars of NoMansSky. And when you put all this together, that's a few hundred words. So hopefully that means more story coming in. Hopefully there's going to be a new story arc. I really hope we get to visit some of these systems, or the actual planets of the different races, like Balarion or Korvax Prime, even though now it's Void Prime. Yeah,
that would be cool.
That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? There's things that haven't made it into game yet, like the space stations. They haven't made it into game, and we saw those space station Type Bs. It makes you wonder whether they're going to keep Type A's and maybe swap between A and B. People inside of the chat, we're going to come to you in a bit. If you've got any questions or you want something to stand out, if you've got something you really want read out, maybe put exclamation marks either side of it or something so we can see it easy. And if you've got a question, make sure it's got a question mark on the end of it so we can see it easy. Something like that. But yeah, hit us up inside
I'll
of
keep
the
an eye
chat.
out for them.
Cool. Yes, what else was there? Yeah, so the station overrides still haven't come in. They got put in the Outlaws update, which was like 2 years ago or something crazy now. Now, Hello Games in the past around Halloween have always put in something quite creepy and something pretty awesome. We had Desolation come out previous year, and prior to that we had some other bits added in, like the infestation-y type stuff that you could put in bases and things. I'm really hoping that this fall, this October, in October, I'm hoping that we get to see something to do with the Void Mother, maybe part 3 of the ARC. I think that would be quite fitting. Your app is suggesting, on speculation, that it's going to be around October, isn't it?
I'm on the page. The 20th of October or
20th.
the 27th.
Okay, cool. All right, that's some good guessing. I'm going to go slightly before. I'm thinking, like this expedition ends on the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, what's the Tuesday after the 16th or the Wednesday after the 16th? Let's have a look. If it falls on a Wednesday or whatever, it might come straight after. I'm clicking on my date. I freaking hate Windows 10.
18th?
The 18th. Okay.
That's a Wednesday.
That could be a little bit too close. And the next one is the 25th, which is pretty much on par with your app. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
I think you're be consistent, like a 50-day release cycle. The 50-day? 56 days?
I'm going to say your app's probably more reliable than my gut. So there we go. Yeah. Cool.
Well, the app is cheating because it's just an average. And Hello Games is actually quite consistent when it comes to those updates.
Now, if you're new to this and you've seen this podcast for the first time, the app is actually an app for your mobile device. I mean, there you go. That's the app there. It looks freaking awesome on my phone. And it's even got like random portal generators in there and all sorts of gnarly stuff. I use that pretty much on my Tuesday live streams to take me to random planets. There's all sorts in here. There's friends codes. So if you do want to play online with people, there's loads of friends codes in there. There's all sorts in there. Latest news, all the catalogue. There's even a NoMansSky radio inside of there, which is freaking mental. There's timers in there for your frigates and freighters, and just check it out. It's freaking free. And if you do like it and it is useful, you can always drop this man a Patreon, which is also good. But yeah, lovely jobs. So what else is there to talk about? Oh, the Quicksilver items.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring those up on screen. There we go. So at the moment I've got the new space stations. They're space station Type Bs. If people haven't seen the space station Type Bs, they're the things that I was on about. But anyway, let's bring up the Quicksilver items. Pow. There we go. So these are inside of the game files. Kurt sent these images over to me, and I just stuck them into Photoshop and printed it up a bit. But after these jetpack trails, people, we've got 3 patches. And they look like they've been ripped straight out of an expedition and turned into decals for our besses. So there's a universal heartbeat decal, which looks like the Atlas or a sunset or something. A blue flight decal with a ship taken off and a badge, and a skull for outlaw system decals. After them, now this is wave 81 in the way of Quicksilver items, we've got the industrial crane at 800 Quicksilver, a covered crate at 800 Quicksilver, and a covered silos. Again, 800 Quicksilver on those. The actual decals are only 400 apiece. And then after that, you got the fluttering decal, and you got like I don't even know how to pronounce that. Beetle freaking decal, and blue system decal. So they're coming in. So that's 9 items. So they're already inside the game. Have Hello Games added in all the blurb for those as well, all the descriptive text?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Give me a second to check. Yeah, they've got descriptions and.
Cool.
Usually the images are last. I should have actually just answered immediately.
There's only one of those that I really like, and that's the crane. The others I don't really see any use for them. I mean, yes, it's nice to have those decals to stick on your wall or whatever, but I would have much rather the CaptainSteve logo in there. Yeah, like the NMSA hub or something. That would have been freaking epic if that went in there. But no, it's all good. It's all fine. But yeah, it kind of feels, I hate to say it, slightly lazy with those decals. Because they're in the game files already and they've just turned them into wall art. I mean, some of their posters that they've created that we've already got for decals are awesome. But these ones just a lift and shift. So we'll see.
That was also my immediate thought.
Okay,
But
I'm glad I'm not alone on that one then. We'll both be at the gallows.
I also think it's interesting that the next community mission on tier 1 there's the Atlas decal. That one's called the spooky Atlas decal in the game files.
Ooh, spooky. Oh, 'cause that might align with
Mm-hmm.
Halloween then, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah, I honestly think there's something on the cards for mid to late October. Mid to late October. I think mid-October we're going to start seeing the depots doing their thing. And Sean Murray doing his stuff over on the Twitterverse, or X, or whatever you want to call it now. X. And then, hopefully we'll see something around the 20th, 25th, something like that. But yeah, cool. So watch that space, people in the viewerverse. Yeah, pencil that one in. But other than that, I don't think... Is there anything else inside the game files that's worth a mention, bud?
Depends on how interested you are in titles, because there's some new titles.
I did get a new title the other day called Eyes of Glass when I was doing autophagey stuff and up in my ranking with those. So I know there's a load of new autophage titles that might be quite interesting. Oh, it's called Void Eyes. Void Eyes. That's one I got.
Void Eyes.
Yeah, Pop
Okay.
Void Eyes. So you got a load of new titles. Are you putting those over on my...
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Sending over. Okie dokie. So,
Top 3 came with the expedition, but the bottom, what is that, 10 are new. New.
okay, so we've got name Crimson Hearted, submitted to the creator. What the heck is that? Billy Rat. What is Bilge Rat? Bilge Rat.
Bilge Rat?
Bilge
Yeah,
Rat. What? No, I'm gonna have to Google
I'd have
that.
to Google what a bilge is, but
Ah.
it sounds bad.
It does, doesn't it? I don't really want that one.
It's the area on the outer surface of a ship's hull where the bottom curves to meet the vertical sides.
Okay, maybe we might get that if we destroy some of those giant pirate freighters. Maybe, I don't know. Admiral of the Black reached a maximum rank with the outlaws. Okay, that one I kind of understand how to get that one. The Nuisance reached rank 2 for merchant plunder. Okay, so these are all linked to the, you know, like where you get your faction rating up with the outlaws. Seems to be with those, to be honest.
And I should really make the text have like a tooltip if it goes over the edge.
Yeah.
You can't see plundered properly.
No, that's true. Yeah, okay, cool. Star Wolf. I quite like that one. That's ripped straight out of frickin' Nintendo, isn't it? Star Wolf. Wasn't that the other name for Star Fox? Oh no, Star Fox, Star Wolf. I'm getting mixed up with the two. They're dope. Yeah. But yeah, pretty darn nice. There's some good ones there. There's not the autophage ones though, just the titles for the outlaws by the looks of things amongst those, isn't there?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So a few more titles in there, people, to be unlocked. So that gives you something to do if you've done everything else. I mean, at the moment, I'm going through and trying to get all my faction rating up with the autophages. Then after that, I'm going to do the pirates lastly. But yeah, fun times. So have a quick look through the chat. Has anybody put anything in that you've seen so far? Kurt, I know you're better than me at multitasking.
I sent you 2 of the questions that were in chat. But also, nice to point out what Dragonsire was talking about, that there are 3 ice statues that have been added in the game sneakily.
Is
that as
there?
well. Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have icons yet.
All right. I haven't got a message from the... Oh, there we go. No, we have. Oh. Okay.
Sounded like this, maybe.
Ice Blob statue, Ice Diplo statue, and Ice Minotaur statue. So they might look a little bit like the statues we already had in game, but they would be
like with ice texture,
like glass. Nice. Okay, cool. Pretty sweet. And it tells you how to make them there. You've got to use frost crystal on them and pure ferrite. And it's a rather low quantity, so it makes me wonder whether these might come in as Quicksilver items at some point.
Could be. Maybe the next community mission.
around Christmas time.
Yeah,
being
actually,
icy.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. They have given us something one Christmas before, some fireworks and stuff, but it's rare that we get stuff appear inside of December. But Quicksilver items, occasionally we get them around Christmassy time. But normally they lay down tools at Christmas, don't they? Go into hibernation.
Yeah.
Soggy
Yeah.
Android.
Well,
Maybe
and we
the
might get
override. Yep.
We'll get like the Redux expeditions then over Christmas.
Cool. So these are the questions that you found. Soggy Android. Maybe the override will allow the players to change the trade type for the station. I'm hoping that they let the override actually change the station. You know, we've got station A's and we found station B's in the game files. I'm hoping it changes the look and feel and maybe jumps you into a parallel dimension. But I think I'm over-wishing that one. Dragonsire, what's your thoughts on the free ice statues added winter update? Yeah, Dragonsire's on the same page. Nice. Coolio. Yes, I think that could be most plausible. I mean, that's got the most logic to it, but then logic goes out the window quite often with Hello Games, doesn't it? NoMansSky. It's like fractals. Don't get me started on frickin' fractals. Fractal snowflakes. It's like infinite generation.
It's really hard to figure out what Hello Games is thinking half of the time.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Definitely. So
well, it is because we are kind of talking through them through game files, which is a weird way to do it.
I mean, today's the 20th of September, so we might be a month early with some of this speculation and some of the things we're suggesting, but maybe 20th of October we might see something happen. I hope we do. I mean, at the moment, though, I must admit, I'm kind of happy with a bit of downtime from NoMansSky. I mean, the expedition is still ongoing anyway until then, until the 16th, isn't it? 16th of October. Yeah, I think that's the end date. But yeah.
Yep, 16th.
Nice one. Coolio. So yeah, I honestly think something's going to happen the week after, just like the app's saying as well. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm playing Starfield. I've got really into that. I'm hoping to pick up RoboCop when that lands. It's supposed to land in September, but I'm not seeing a confirmed date for it. But yeah, you probably see I've got like a display there of RoboCop. And I've got a Hot Toys RoboCop just there. He's actually metal. He's awesome. I'm a big RoboCop fan. To be honest, I'm more of the fan of the Ed 209. Ed 209 is freaking awesome. The stop frame animation on that back in the day was just freaking awesome. But yeah. So I'll pick up RoboCop when it comes out. I was thinking about picking up Cyberpunk, the DLC, but I've already seen that a load of content creators got given early access to that. And the whole story is pretty much online. You can find out exactly what it entails. It's like, well, what's the point now? You know, so I've already purchased it though, so I still want to do it. But yeah, I'm not going to do a fresh save for that one. What you got going on at the moment, Kurt? Apart from the ticker that you're working on to try and get YouTube onto it.
Yeah, well, it's that. Yesterday was also a bit of a surprise working on the app because I didn't think there was anything added, but then there was a few things that needed to be added to the app, so that's kept me a bit busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a bit more quieter. Was a bit focused at work, but now I can chill a little bit.
Cool. Awesome.
I don't have a game that I'm really playing at the moment, unfortunately.
You had some terrible fun getting back home from the meetup, didn't you?
My goodness, that was awful.
Yeah, the whole airport's shut
to get
down.
to the UK, but it's hard to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you come next year, I really do hope you have an easier job both ways. But then again, it's the first year you've had problems, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the second year I've come through, so...
Okay, yeah, 50%.
1 out of 2, it's 50-50.
Yeah, fun time. It feels like more times than that, doesn't it? It's been fun.
Does.
Yeah. Outlaws was April 2022, says Assistant NoMansSky. Cool, yeah, so it's been a fair old freaking time. It's not quite 2 years then for the station override, but close-ish. Yeah.
Now we could say that for like the incinerator. That's been in the game for ages as well.
Yeah, there's a few things I don't think are ever going to come into NoMansSky now. One of those is infinite procedural generation to every atom level or morphing of wireframes. unless they put out a proper next gen update. I know we've got like cell shaders and a little bit of fake ray tracing for next gen, but they could do a next gen update where they put in morphed wireframes to the very minimum, so every tree does look different or something on next gen. It could happen. I mean, it wouldn't matter if the trees weren't morphed on previous gen, but they are on next gen. That could kind of be a thing, but I still don't think we're going to see that infinite variety. I think they've gone too far and too vested into the biomes route now. The only way I think that we might see variation to every planet being different is if they added in an alternate realm, like the Realm of Glass or the Void. But it seems to be that they're bringing the Void into us. It's like we've got these echolocators now and things appear.
I like that though. I think it's a very smart way of saying like, oh, the robots have always been here. You just didn't have the tools to see it.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, they could do that with other things, just like the E3 Diplo. They could make it so you pop something and then up it pops. Yeah, you know. Or even changes a whole planet from being what we see now to being like Valeron 5 or something like that. That would be freaking awesome if they implemented that during an expedition. So you jump to a system, it looks like any other system. Then you pop a bit of tech and it takes you into the E3 demo folder. There we go. Yeah.
And then it says like, oh, you just jumped like 100 million years in the future or in reverse in the past.
Yeah, back to loop 19 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's easy to explain.
Or, you know, the simulation device inside the back of the actual the Nexus that we've been feeding stuff into for frickin' ages. You interact with that terminal and boom, it takes you into that other iteration with all the echoes in there that we've been feeding it. And it takes you into a previous build like loop 19. And that's a loop 19 universe. That'd be... There's so many ways they could implement it if they wanted to. And we're just coming up with... We're just spitballing a few ideas off the cuff. And they've probably had these conversations around, I'd like to hope they have, around their boardroom, sitting down with ideas. Yeah, what about this? What about that? No, because that doesn't tie into this bit of lore. That doesn't tie into that bit of lore. Hello Games are very good at implementing stuff to fit to the lore and to the narrative. And I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that they do deliver on ending off the lore in a very big, nice, shiny way, you know?
Yeah, it's true. I think we also have to think about what is possible for them to add to the game, since it's like a huge project now. It's how many years has it been running? Almost seven years.
8, yeah,
more than 7 years.
Yeah, crazy.
So like, they can't just bolt on huge new features. It's probably difficult for them to even have added the robots to the game.
Well, if they did come with a surprising amount of bugs. I mean, when you look at the latest hot fixes, they're like page long. But yeah, it's probably getting to the point now where they put one thing in, it breaks 3 others, and then well, we've seen that through updates and stuff and patch notes straight afterwards. But yeah.
Well, with that being said, we got like the freighter that we can fly into and shoot be like in Star Wars and fly in between the walls and shoot those little targets.
Yeah, which is cool. And they gave us the ability to blow up freighters, any freighter, including your own, which broke the game. But it's things like that. You put in these gnarly things, and it can cause some breaks. But at the same time, it's still adding to the universe of NoMansSky. I saw Asmongold. He done a video all on NoMansSky and how it's got a little bit of an uptick, and how it's still sort of still fighting fit as far as space adventure games go. And it's good to see other big content creators giving it a mention like Asmongold. It was nice of him to do that. Which is cool. And
that was spit on from that one YouTube video, wasn't it? From I can't remember his name. They got like millions of views in a couple of days about how good NoMansSky was in the first couple of hours.
Yeah, I put that up on my community tab, and he actually put a comment on it. I think I pinned it, and he said thank you very much for the mention, which I thought was really nice, considering he had probably got swamped with freaking messages and mentions. But yeah, pretty awesome. I know that Asmongold, he also done a video on that one, but then set it to private because he had upset somebody or something or other. So that one's gone private now, which is a bit of a shame. The one that he's just done is about the uptick in views and the graphs and stuff, which was still good. But yeah, it's good to see a little bit of spotlight on NoMansSky at a time where the spotlight could have so easily have shifted to Starfield. But a lot of people have been comparing Starfield to NoMansSky. I know when I was doing comparison videos a few months ago, I got a bit of stick. People saying, you can't compare the two, Steve. They're completely different games. And I'm like, well, Yeah and no. I mean, I totally agree. You know, that it's got more of a narrative in there. But then, as I've been playing Starfield, I've played through. I've done twice the start, and I'd say the options don't really matter. It's a bit like No Man's Sky. It doesn't matter what option you choose. The same outcome's going to happen 99% of the time. You know, apart from maybe the Artemis quest line to a degree. You know, you either save him or they die. But yeah, the outcome's still the same. You still get to go on with your daily tasks and pretend it didn't happen. Yeah, either way. Yeah, but the same with Starfield. I mean, yeah, there's some that changes story arcs slightly, but not much.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, back to point. I think it's great that Starfield has actually put a bit of a spotlight back in No Man's Sky's forecourt, because I was really worried.
Yeah, same. I think everyone that creates content for No Man's Sky, primarily for No Man's Sky, was a bit worried. But No Man's Sky is still chugging along.
Yeah.
Still doing well.
Totally. Yeah, it's awesome. And for new players jumping in, if somebody picks up No Man's Sky and picks up Starfield, they're both quite overwhelming games in what you can do in size of scope. But I'd say No Man's Sky, being that it's been out for so long, has probably got more scope, more things to do. More things to keep you busy. I mean, I've got over 1,000 hours in No Man's Sky, so that's proof in the pudding. Will I ever get to 1,000 hours in Starfield? Probably, if I'm going to be scanning every single bloody planet like I've set myself that task, which I am enjoying, to be honest.
How many planets are there in Starfield?
There's 1,000 planets. 10% of them have life, so flora and fauna. But what I'm finding is probably about maybe 60% of those have repeats in either the flora or the fauna. So when it comes to unique flora and fauna, there's probably about 40%. And each planet might have one unique fauna on it, you know, which is a little bit... I'm going to do a review on it, but I need to do a few more planets before I can make that claim, because, yeah, I've only seen a very small fraction of that percentage so far. So, we'll wait. No, not in a hurry to do a review. I mean, all the reviews are out by all the big ones like IGN and that. But anyway, No Man's Sky wise, I think we're going to be in for an exciting rest of the year. I don't think it's going to be a dormant rest of the year. I think we're going to have at least one more big update with one larger expedition. I mean, the last expedition, I have to say, was a bit dull. It was a rehash and reuse of so many different other expeditions. It's like Homecoming. I've had people on my Homecoming previous video, like from Polestar, saying, well, this doesn't bloody work. And I'm like, look at the date, mate, you know. And it says Polestar expedition whatever number it was. I think it was the first one, wasn't it, Polestar? I don't know. But anyway, it was one of the early ones. I had Homecoming in, and yeah, people complaining. But then there was so many others that were reused, like the tunneling underground. That's not new. That's been in there before. The Hills Have Eyes, getting to the top of a mountain. That one's been done before. That's already been there. There's a whole freaking repertoire of them. The only new ones we had was to find creatures with pH blood or dangerous creatures. And that was kind of a bit RNG, bit random numbers. You know, you landed on planets scanning everything in a hope that it might work, and then half of them were bugged out. So it was like, oh, did I get it? Did I not get it? There was a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration, and a lot of people their noses were put out of joint on this expedition. But now it's sorted. Anybody running it from here onwards should have a smoother run of it. And if you take your time and don't try to rush it, it's actually fairly okay. I wouldn't say that it was in the top 6. I think it's in the bottom 6 when it comes to my sort of ranking of it. I gave it about a 5 out of 10 because I thought it was about average. Yeah,
that's fair. And it is the 11th expedition, so
yeah,
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just having a look at the dates of when updates get released, and the one that we're expecting to drop in October would be the last one for the year.
Last expedition for the year, yeah. Or
last
update
for the year.
Okay.
Yeah. Because in 2020, 2021, 2022, the last update was in October. It was just 2021 and 2022. We had the expeditions, the Redux ones, dropping in late November.
Okay. We've seen Quicksilver items go in, but that's not a named update or anything. It's just a patch and an update with some Quicksilver items thrown in. Yeah. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Cool.
So one big update. One big update left for the year.
One big update for the year. Hopefully with an accompanying, I'm hoping lore-driven expedition this time. Another lore one around all these autophages and the robots and maybe the Void Mother. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed, people. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what my gut's telling me. Go on. Okay. The text the captain's looking at is all new and edited text. Okay, I'm just scrolling through the chat. There's nothing else that you spotted, is there?
No.
The Structure's in the house. Hello, The Structure and Adventures with Dread. Both of them have got content and channels and people for NoMansSky. Check them out. The Structure's fairly new. And I really like The Structure's content. Adventures with Dread's got an awesome intro. And she's a lovely lady. And she's doing some live stuff now. Oh, we've got Rising Starship Emporium as well. Another good content creator. Covers starships. Knows a lot about planes in real life, so it brings it to life when he's actually doing the showcases. We've got Miyogi, the master of pets. Has anything happened with the pet creator thing that you was doing with Miyogi?
No, I have lots of features that I want to finish up, but just haven't gotten to.
Cool.
You know, the usual.
Now, hit on up Miyogi, people in the Viewerverse, who's got an awesome channel as well. Is there anybody that I've missed that's content creators in here? Doing a little scroll. I'm not seeing anyone. No one's jumping out. Yeah, Henry or the Writers there, or Cyberpunks there is. Nice one. Salutamondo, people. Hello to you all. Not seeing any other sorts of questions. Oh, The Structure says a couple of bits. I didn't cover Expedition 11. It wasn't worth showing off since it was so dull. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people have got that sentiment, but at the same time, with nothing else to do, I think people are just doing it for something to do. I mean, myself, I'm just learning all the autophage language, mainly because I'm hoping if ARG 3 does pop, or the new expedition pops, and it's to do with the robots, I want to understand what they're blinking saying in their entirety for it. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a laborious task, but if I do a little bit daily, an hour a day, hopefully I get it all done by the time the update drops. We've got a good month. That's a good 30 odd days, so it's all good. Plow 30 hours into that. Any more than that, that's just freaking mental. Wolfie says, sorry, I was cooking. I'm going to be cooking tonight. Ivy's going to video me doing some cooking. You know, like Ivy cooks for me and then I rate her food. She wants to swap the tables around, so I've got to cook for her and then she's going to rate what I cook. I've got something special planned. I'm going to do tuna on a lemony biscuit base, which I'm going to crumble up. And then I've got some calamansi that tastes a bit like lemon and lime mixed. It's quite with honey. I'm going to glaze it in that.
Oh wow!
Put a little prawn cocktail on the side with some scampi, and I've got some sweet potato hash browns I might put on the side as well. So could be interesting. Could be horrible. So yeah, that vlog's going to come out. Good. Yeah, I'm going to cook it tonight. I was going to film it tonight. I'll probably edit it tonight before I go to bed. It might be out tomorrow, but if it's not out tomorrow, it'll be the day after. So you got that to look forward to. Other than that,
awesome stuff.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. We've got somebody just joined. Who's this?
You have a wild Miyogi.
It's the wild Miyogi who's popped in. I'm alive. I'm alive. I just wanted to just end off by saying thank you for the podcast, gents. Been a very entertaining 50 minutes. Or 40 odd minutes. I just wanted to say that Community Nights is back on this week. And there's a little bit of an announcement. We will be giving egg giveaways every week now, from now until Christmas.
It's just your hybrid worms that you've been making with
With worms and stuff, yes. So I do apologise for people like Daniel Hipley, who I promised I would get him his ball ship sorted out. But have they fixed this problem with the ship, trading ships? Because there's been a problem with trading ships, do you know?
No, I don't know.
When you say,
I see mention it, but I don't have any updates on that.
What's the problem, Miyogi? What happens when you trade ships?
It appears that Mercenary was saying to me that when you trade, you know the Sentinel Walker, where it disappears and takes you out to multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if anybody else in space. And when somebody trades a ship, it knocks them out to multiplayer.
Oh, okay. That could be a little bit hazardous then.
Yeah, and it needs to be tried out. But I've not been able to do anything because I've not been well, so... So it might be worth you guys looking into it. So I just thought I'd give you a heads up on it.
I haven't really traded ships ever with anyone apart from when I got that bull ship that you done all that time ago.
Well, Ricey says in the chat that it is broken.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So it might be worth doing a video on it and reporting it to the Zendesk captain. But I know Rice is mentioned it on this stream, so we need to be collectively getting the community to respond, because there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to trade ships.
It has never really been a legit mechanic. It's just been something that we've hashed together and managed to work out. So maybe they've done it for a reason. It could be by design, but yeah, report it to the Zendesk people. I probably won't be doing it. I haven't really got a ship to trade, or a free slot for that matter. I'd have to start a new save if I was going to test that one out. But if you're doing something on the Friday, if you're doing the community thing, this is something that you could probably video yourself, document, and send in.
I just think if we collectively as a group do it, then it might be worth doing it. So, just one pointer. Version 8 of the creature builder. I'm having problems with the rendering modeling of it. It seems to be not popping in the models of the creatures. Is it to do with browser, or is it to do with something within the code?
I'm not sure. If you maybe you can just give me like the name later on, like which one is struggling to work for
all
you.
All of them were just struggling with me with Google. So.
Oh.
There were bits appearing and bits disappearing and bits of the legs appearing, and I'll talk to you later about it. It was just basically to say I'm back. Community nights community Sundays are on, and anybody who wants, if they hook me up, we will get the pets sorted out for them. So that's going to be every Sunday from now on. So, thank you for your time, gentlemen. I didn't want to interrupt, but I thought I'd better just say hi to the community. Okay.
Cool. Nice one, Miyagi. Well, thanks for popping in.
All right. Have a good one, and have a good rest of the stream.
Will do, buddy. Well, take care, mate. Hope you feel better soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I will do. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. Cool. That was nice to have a little Miyagi pop on in. Coolio.
Yeah.
So, I think that's pretty much everything from my channel. I mean, I might cover Robocop if it appears, but if not, I'll just carry on with Starfield and NoMansSky content. And yourself, Kurt, you've got a few things by the sounds of things that you're working on. I really like your ticker.
Thank you. Yeah, that's that I'll be putting into its own app, into a different app that'll hopefully work better, because this one's a little bit temperamental. And we got that other simple page also for showing your YouTube members and your patrons, but without profile pictures.
Cool.
I think eventually, when you have enough YouTube members, you might need to use that one, because profile pictures are a bit too much.
Yeah, but, on the other one that you've done, you need to set it so you can select the tiers, because at the moment it just does the whole lot. So
I think I did do that, but maybe I haven't pushed the changes actually.
Ah, okay.
I'll have a look.
Cool.
But
okay.
I did get something like that working.
Sweet. Okay, I might have to revisit that then. But cheers, coolio. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. I know it was rather short notice. I know we didn't have a great deal to talk about, apart from maybe the Quicksilver items, the fact that there are some changes inside of the game files when it comes to text, but we don't know whether it's related to echoes or whether it's something new or not. And we don't want to hand on heart say it's definitely new when we're not 100% sure. But other than that,
thank you for reaching out.
Yeah, it's been fun.
If you hadn't done it, I wouldn't have noticed that there were new items.
Well, I had a feeling there might be, because these jetpack trails are unlocking rather quick. I don't know whether they're going to last us all the way up to the 20th of October. They might unlock before then. They're taking about a week each, and we've got 3 left. So 3 more weeks. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. So we'll see.
Well, actually, looking at the current one, the tier 3 is actually going a lot slower than the other 2.
They've slowed it down.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. Maybe they will then. Maybe they will last.
If I was to put my conspiracy hat on, I think they've slowed it down.
Okie. All right, fair enough. I did wonder, but then at the same time I thought, well, maybe we might just get those free decals, for our wall art or something. But yeah, the fact that they've called that Atlas one Creepy Decal kind of says to me October Halloween.
Yep.
All right,
Same.
people. Well, everybody out there in the viewerverse, I hope that you've enjoyed this podcast. Until next time, and thank you very much, Kurt. Cool.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.